Hello and welcome to a fresh set of Oliver's alternatives. Please use my alternatives to improve the quality of your speeches, your essays, and your writings. Of course, you can always use my alternatives to sound cooler. So today, as usual, I would like to introduce 4 new alternatives to you. And my alternatives are obliged to instead of required to. Obliged to is a very formal expression and it has the meaning of force somebody to do something, and it's very often used in passive. So we often say be obliged to and then we add a verb. Something interesting to note about obliged, in a very formal setting we say much obliged and it has the meaning of thank you. So you can use it in very most minute instead of smallest. Now we have to be careful with this one. As you have noticed, the pronunciation is very different. We pronounce the word as minute and not as minute. Okay, so it's not minute, it's minute. Minute is an adjective that basically means very small or tiny, and we often use it with nouns like details, amounts, quantity. So it would sound like minute details, minute amount, or a minute quantity of, etc. Next up we have the word flaws instead of mistakes. Flaw is a mistake or a fault that happens when we produce or design something, and if there is a flaw, it's just not perfect or it will not work as we want it to. A good alternative to the word perfect is flawless, and we often use the word flawless with diamonds, for example. And please remember, flaw is a C1 level vocabulary. Finally, rectify instead of correct. Please be careful, the word correct is used as a verb and not as an adjective. So the word rectify is also a verb, and it has the meaning of to correct a mistake, to correct a problem. We use this verb very often with problems, mistakes, faults. So it would sound like rectify a problem, rectify mistakes, rectify faults, etc. The noun form of rectify is rectification. Now that we have looked at our alternatives, let's look at our simple sentence. Engineers at NASA are required to look for even the smallest design mistakes in order to correct them. Now, when we look at our original sentence, we see that it's not really very difficult. There are not many very difficult words inside, and many of you can actually understand or even write this sentence. What we are going to do now is we're going to take out some of these easy words and we are going to replace them with our alternatives. First, I have crossed out the word required and written the word obliged. Next, I have taken out the word smallest and written the word most minute. Next, I have taken out mistakes and substituted the word flaws. And finally, I got rid of the word correct and put in the word rectify. Finally, let's look at our much improved and more formal sentence. The engineers at NASA are obliged to look for even the most minute design flaws in order to rectify them. So you can see by adding a few C1, C2 level vocabulary, we can actually make our speeches and essays much more sophisticated. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'm sure you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you very soon in another Oliver Teaches Alternatives video. Until then, take care and stay cool.